Hey guys. Oh Lord, we're very tired.
Yes.
So we may be a little loopy. But welcome to Wawa Echo. I'm Parker.
And I'm Zach.
And we have just gotten done watching Money in the Bank 2017. And it was it's okay.
Okay, is about it.
I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people have been saying. A lot of people have been calling this, this is the worst pay-per-view of the year, of all time, and I'm just like, no. It's not. It was not bad. I mean, it wasn't as good as last year's Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that's true.
But I thought it was interesting. But let's just go through everything and figure out the pros and cons of what all we thought, because obviously there's no reaction video for this, as we explained in our prediction video. But without further ado, not the do. I think I said the
That's
do.
Further ado.
Is it? I thought it was to do. I thought further to do.
Further
not
ado. It's ADO.
That's stupid.
Without further ado, this is the aftermath of 2017 Money in the Bank.
If
First
we had
match.
a cool intro, that would have been great. We need a cool intro for each of our segments. We'll maybe do that someday if we're big enough. First match obviously was on the kickoff with the newly reformed Hype Bros defeated the Colons. Not much to say, honestly. It was a random match that was kind of weird that they put it together. And the Hype Bros won, as was, I think, expected by most. Not a whole lot of huge spots. Not
if any at all, really.
Really interesting. Like, obviously, it was not bad and kind of entertaining. So, just average,
Yeah.
So cool. That was that. I don't think it's going to go any further. Just because, it could. I don't know what they're going to do with the Hype Bros, because they're saying like they should still be number one contenders.
Yeah.
Because they won the number one contendership 6 months ago, and in that match was when Zack Ryder injured his knee or leg or something. And they were forced to obviously break up because he had to recuperate. So that is the question on all of their minds, is what are they still number one contenders, or do they have to wait until the New Day gets done, I guess, basically. I don't know what they're going to do. It'll be interesting. I would prefer New Day staying number one contender, personally. But, I just hope that the Hype Bros won't get lost in the fray.
Yeah.
Like American Alpha have. Like, where the heck is American Alpha? I want to know. I really am concerned. Like, we need to get some milk jugs, put their faces on them, get this out there. I'm concerned. But yeah, so the first match of the main card, which was a surprise to me, was the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina. And a man won the first ever women's
freaking won
Money in the Bank match. It's honestly like kicking everything that women in WWE have accomplished these last few years, kicking them in their nuts, if they had nuts, because they don't have nuts because they're women. Anyways, so it really, I thought, was not cool. I predicted Carmella to win. I thought that was the obvious choice, and I thought that obviously James Ellsworth was going to help with that. But
who would have thought he would have actually got up and unlocked
I did not like
Which actually
that.
I did think that, because I predicted.
Yeah, You did
But
say that, but honestly, like, was that a good decision?
It wasn't. No,
it was not a good decision. It was, I think, disrespectful to all the women involved. Like,
And I understand
don't,
that they're gonna address it on SmackDown, but like it should have just been the match, and the match should have just spoken for itself. Just like the Charlotte versus Sasha Hell in a Cell match. I mean, that match kind of speaks for itself. There was no mess to it. They just fought, and they fought hard, and that's what these women should have done. They should have fought, had a clear winner, and had that be it.
And the thing about it was the match honestly wasn't that great.
Oh my goodness.
That was like the disappointing part was that there was no really big spot. The closest thing was that weird thing that Charlotte did, and it wasn't even off of a ladder. It was just off of the ring post, like she always does.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Like, there wasn't even a big ladder spot or anything that I can at least remember.
And they protected themselves so much.
Yeah, they really did. And I understand you got to protect yourself, obviously.
Yes.
But,
sell it.
Sell it, yeah. You got to, there's a balance that they were not getting.
You don't land this far from the ropes and just hit your hands and be like, oh, I hit my face.
Right,
that's
exactly.
Basically what they did.
Yeah, it was just not an enjoyable match. I felt a disappointing history-making match,
Yeah.
A disappointing match and then a disappointing ending. I don't really, get the whole, this is going to be addressed on SmackDown because, why does it have to be addressed? Because, honestly, it doesn't matter. Yeah. The match is over. She's declared Miss Money in the Bank, Carmella. I don't know if I actually said that. Did I actually say who won?
Yeah.
Carmella. They're not going to take the briefcase away from her. That'd be stupid. They're not going to y'all are going to, main event is going to be another Money in the Bank. They're not doing that. Maybe they will, and that'd be kind of cool if Carmella would win again. But I don't know. That would be the only thing I could understand for actually making a big deal of this. Because other than that, if you didn't want this to be an issue, why did you allow James Ellsworth to be there in the first place? Yeah. So, but that's about it. Disappointing is definitely the word for the whole experience, the whole match. I was excited. I was hopeful that the women would really put forth their best effort to make this history-making match something really special. Yeah. And so yeah, that's about it for that. So the next match was the SmackDown Tag Team title match between the New Day challenging against the champions, the Usos. And the match itself was very good up until the finish. I would say that probably this match was the best match barring the main event.
Yeah.
I would say so. The match was really good. Kofi was doing really awesome. The Usos were doing really good. Big E was good as always. Everyone was doing really awesome. It was really good. Some good spots. Really good hard-hitting moments. Yeah, it was all really, really good. But then, the finish just kind of came out of nowhere for me. That they were just decided at that point, oh, let's walk out.
Yeah, no.
And so, of course, the New Day did win, though it was via countout, so they did not win the championships. So obviously that continues the feud onward, and which is cool. Obviously, I think it was the right decision to keep the Usos the champions and continue this feud out, because I think the two teams do really well together, and I'm cool with seeing more. So I think it was.
I feel like they could have at least done the disqualification though, but walking out looks either one looks pathetic and like a coward, but walking out really looks like a coward.
It looks the most cowardly of all. And
now, of course, we're talking about the Usos who put on great matches and are beasts in the ring.
That's the thing is, to me it felt a little out of character for them. It felt too cowardly compared to what they normally do. So, but overall, really good match.
It was.
I thought it was a mistake to do 2 dusty finishes in a row like that because the crowd was really mad about the whole Ellsworth thing.
Oh, terribly mad.
And then they were mad again about, the
Usos
Usos leaving. So, like, I wouldn't have done that. I would have maybe put a match in between. Like, you could have put the Fashion Five, like, you could have put you could have put Breezango and the Ascension, who had a match, an impromptu match. You could have put that there, which would have been fine. And that match was just kind of okay. It was kind of weird, out of place. Nothing really exciting that I can remember happening. And it was a roll-up victory for Breezango to win. So, to me, it didn't really do anything for either team. And I don't know where they go from there. So, yeah. I don't. Do you?
It would make no sense to feud because if you have the Ascension, who are the attackers of Tyler Breeze, but they can't win the match.
What motivation did they have for attacking him? Like I don't understand.
Well,
that.
I mean, you can continue it through that, but at the same time, it's like, well, we already beat you, so let's just head to the ring. I'll beat you again. Like
right, exactly.
I mean,
it was random that they had them being the ones revealed. It was random that it happened on the pay-per-view. It was all just weird. I don't know. Very strange. But the next match is the SmackDown Women's Championship match between the champion Naomi and the ravishing chair exotic dancer lady who looks very good in her ring attire, I must say, Lana. What did you think of this match, Zach?
Well, I don't think it was
how awesome Lana looked.
I don't.
Let's just talk about that for a good 30 minutes. What was your favorite part of the way? I'm just like, Lana looked good, but that,
I mean, Lana wasn't terrible actually,
she wasn't that terrible.
Now I don't recall any of the tag team matches she's ever been in. I do recall her being in those matches, but I don't know what capacity. I don't remember what capacity she was in them. But so I was coming into this expecting botchiness and like being very green in the ring, just not being able to flow very well, but she did it, and it was awesome. I'm ready to see more of her because if that's her first match, like she's gonna keep developing in the ring, so it's gonna be pretty good overall. Not in a terribly exciting match, but not bad. I mean, we had some bad matches on the card, but this one wasn't terrible.
I agree. There were a couple moments where I was like, you can kind of see her inexperience, but not a whole lot of it, honestly, which I think was pretty impressive, all things considered. And of course, at the end or towards the end of the match, we did have Carmella coming out, teasing cashing in, but then she ultimately decided not to. And that was just, I don't know what that was. If that was just just for more heat, even though I don't think that was necessary, or if it was just to be like, oh, Naomi, keep on your toes, because we here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would guess that would be it. But, I mean, not bad for, I'm excited to see more of Lana. Definitely am excited to see more of Lana. I will not lie to you. But the next match was actually, surprisingly enough, the WWE Championship match.
Oh.
The third to last match on the card. Why? I mean, it's Jinder Mahal as champion, so I mean...
And I know we've already talked about the match, but this was before the Breezango match.
Yeah, it was. I did get a little out of
So why?
Yeah, it was
why?
Very, very strange. Of course, it was Jinder Mahal, the champion, versus Randy Orton in his hometown. And man, that hometown crowd was for some Orton.
Oh my gosh.
And of course, he had his dad, Bob Orton Jr., Cowboy Bob, at ringside, right next to Ric Flair and some other old dudes that I kind of...
Sergeant Slaughter
and some other dudes that I'd kind of heard of before. But overall, I would say definitely a better match than their Backlash match.
Yes.
Which is good. It's a improvement on Jinder's behalf. He's getting a bit better. I'm still not loving him in the ring. I'm really liking his promos and I'm liking the heat he's bringing. But just his ring work,
I feel like it's actually below Lana's.
He,
Like, that's how bad
like,
it is.
Yeah.
Because he messed up so
really
much.
Is.
He couldn't lock on a figure four.
No, that was oh my gosh. I wish we could have had reactions because I was just like
we were both sitting here like seriously
tearing.
Just do the figure four. It's not that hard.
Really, it's not that hard. But
some highlights.
Let's talk about Orton murdering the Singh brothers because that was amazing.
Destroying. Okay, so first off, throwing them into the ring post, brilliant. Just it looked terrible. Like it looked like he just decapitated the man just by throwing him into the ring post. Then you had the back suplex spot where it looked like he spun him a little too far.
Yeah.
This time it was intentional, but it was still so hilarious.
Yeah. And then, that RKO under the table, that was so good. But, like, as awesome as all that was, it was so disappointing that he rolls into the ring. He's, like, hyped up. Like, and then all it is one kick to the gut for Jinder. He grabs him into his slam thingy, looks pathetic, and 1, 2, 3. Like, you could, give me some more. Like, there's no way a dude is that dominant for that long and then suddenly gets beat that easily. Like, slam him 2, 3, 4 times. Like, be malicious with it. Like, give me some, give me some anger. Give me some hatred. Give me some power. Like, that's not what I got from that. And so that was what was disappointing. Like, the match beforehand was pretty good, not great, but definitely I would say like kind of middle of the pack for this pay-per-view. Definitely not the worst match on the card, but it by far wasn't up there for contention of best match. So I guess all we can ask is for improvement by Jinder, and he is improving, and so I just hope that he continues to just get better. I'm not sure exactly where we go from here. I'm not sure if Randy will continue to stay like the number one contender, or if I would guess they'd probably have a multi-man match to try and find a new number one contender. Now, I'm sure Randy will be a part of that match. Now, whether or not he wins it and becomes number one contender again, I'm not totally sure. Do you have any sort of do you think that he'll continue to be the guy that he's going against?
I don't think so. But John Cena is also returning soon, so
yes, but he is returning as a free agent, so he will not be spending all his time on SmackDown. So I'm not sure whether or not he'll
spending some of his time on SmackDown.
True, but I'm wondering if he's going to stay out of the title picture.
He'll probably be more on Raw than SmackDown.
Probably. But like I figure that in neither of the shows would he be in the title picture because he can't be a free agent and have one of the championships you could do that. I don't think it would be the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It only works because it's called the WWE Championship, though. So
yes, but it's
not branded
it's
specific.
It's the championship for SmackDown. And say John Cena won the Universal Championship, he can't bring that on to SmackDown.
Yeah, he can. When they did the Superstar Shake-Up, they said yes.
No, because it's the Universal Champion. It's obviously Raw. It's red. It's a jam belt. It's for Raw. And it's like in the same way like Heath Slater was a free agent, and then he continued to be a free agent for a few weeks, appearing on both, up until the fact that he won the tag team titles on SmackDown, and then he became permanently
SmackDown tag team titles.
That's what I'm saying. If he wins
it's not the SmackDown WWE title,
but like any of the titles are on that brand. Like the US and WWE titles are solely SmackDown titles right now. Now,
They
And
were so
the
that
opposite-
yeah,
and
exactly.
the opposite is said for the other ones.
Exactly.
But when they have another like shake up or draft, then they're eligible. But I just don't think he will. But I could be wrong. You never know. I could see big American boy John going up against the terrible foreigner. I could see it. He's done it before.
Yeah.
So it's possible. I mean, I'd be okay with it. I guess I just would prefer someone new, kind of someone we haven't seen in a little bit.
Yeah.
And like John Cena was just WWE champion in January.
For like a month.
And now he's like 2 weeks.
There you go.
Like
even
the end
better.
of January and beginning of February.
The less of Champion Cena we have to see, the better.
It's not nice.
But it's true.
Well, yeah, but still, it's not nice. But so he was just very recently champion, so I would be fine with having someone new. I would like, if they have a multi-man #1 contender match, I would enjoy seeing Sami Zayn. Honestly, that's who I would prefer. I'd really like to see Sami Zayn versus Jinder Mahal for the championship. I feel like that's...
I feel like that'd be a terrible match.
No, they've had matches before that haven't been the worst thing ever. And I think that Sammy needs his shot for the title. I think they need to give him a title. I think he's earned it. I think he's good enough. And I feel like that would be the kind of guy that they would go with to beat Jinder at some point. Maybe not the first time he goes against him, but I don't know. That's what I would pick. Who would you pick to be the #1 contender next?
That's hard because...
I pick Sammy.
Okay, yeah, you pick Sammy. I don't pick Sammy. Let's see.
Because you're stupid.
I can't think of really anyone other than AJ Styles, but he's been in the past
only
year.
thing is Sammy is the only person that I feel is legitimate that isn't already in some other feud, because I don't see it being Nakamura because or AJ Styles, because both of them have been like kind of doing stuff with like Kevin Owens, because like AJ Styles was in a competition with Kevin Owens up until the Money in the Bank match, and they kind of put a hold to it. And then Kevin Owens and Shinsuke had a couple matches, and I kind of
Well, I also don't think Nakamura's going to be Nakamura anyway, because I feel like it's not necessarily that it's too soon, but it kind of is. Like,
well, but they put AJ pretty quickly into the title scene when he came on last year.
Yeah, but he also got shot straight to the main roster, so there is a difference.
Well, yeah, sure, it is a difference, but still, I could see it. But I could see them either keeping Shinsuke Nakamura against Dolph Ziggler for a little bit longer, because honestly, they could definitely go back to that. Or I could see him going against Kevin Owens, and I could see AJ continue to go against Kevin Owens, or I could see him going against Dolph Ziggler, because they've kind of switched their rivalries the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think honestly, because of the next match we're going to talk about in a certain electric part of that match, I believe that at some point it will be Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania 34. Yeah. Because New Day rocks. Because in the main event, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match between AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin, we had some awesome stuff, including one of my favorite parts, which was AJ versus Shinsuke for a good little bit, and they were awesome, and the crowd was eating it up.
Yes. They were so into it.
They were so into it. They loved it so much.
And that's something they've been teasing lately, though, especially with the tag team match. But like with them being on the same side, they kind of just nod at each other and then kind of go off or whatever. But I thought that's what they were going to do. I see it. I was actually scared they were going to do that again in this match. I thought they were going with them moving the ladder, which I thought was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. The symbolism behind that, like, all right, let's set aside the goal of the match and let's take this out. But whenever they did that, I thought, no, someone's good. Like, because they were waiting a while.
Yeah.
And it was to build up intensity, but I was afraid someone was going to come in and take the moment. But
right.
Which eventually they did, but I mean, it had to eventually be done. But,
right, exactly.
It was awesome. I really enjoyed that part.
And I think that when they eventually do have their matches, I think it's going to be best match of whatever card it's on.
Yeah,
whether it be WrestleMania or whatever, it will be the best match.
Dude, let's talk about Kevin Owens for a minute.
That was not the only best.
What a man!
Kevin has taken some hard hits in the past in ladder matches, and he's just adding more and more to his pain repertoire because he took some hard hits. Dang, I can't even remember
Well, I know he took the double underhook, that thing that AJ Styles does, where he hooks him from behind and throws him over, and he landed on his neck on the freaking apron.
And then AJ Styles also delivered what I would call an attitude adjustment on the Kevin Owens on the ladder, which was really devastating looking. And honestly, was the thing that I believe took Kevin Owens out for the rest of the match.
Well, no, because then he got up and when Nakamura... Yeah. But then Nakamura knocked him out again with a Kinshasa.
It was barely anything. Like, he didn't really do anything then.
No.
And he took some hard hits. He did really awesome. Sammy did really good. He was running around hitting people.
The only thing I don't like about Sammy is that every time he gets hit, his legs don't work.
Well, you could say that about a lot of people.
Yeah, but Sammy just makes it look weird. He's just like shaking. And he's like,
I don't know. That's a pretty cool dance you could do.
Yeah, thanks.
I thought he did great. I thought it was pretty good. Baron was really strong in the match. Obviously, he took out Nakamura for a while during Nakamura's entrance. So a good portion of the match, Nakamura wasn't even in. But honestly, it was okay. Like, you can book things correctly with that sort of stuff. I know, like, a lot of people were mad at the Royal Rumble last year when Roman Reigns got taken out for most of the match because they were protecting him. And it was really obvious, and everybody hated that. But I think that everyone really loved with Nakamura because, honestly, first of all, Nakamura is over as all heck.
Yeah.
So you can't really do much to hurt that. Maybe that's what Vince was trying to do, was to hurt that. I could see it. Vince doesn't like Shinsuke. But I thought it was really good because it had that kind of disappointment, like, oh man, we're not going to see Shinsuke. But the match before he came out was good. But then once he came out, the crowd just erupted. And I was confused because as he came out, it was focused on Baron, who was going up the ladder. And I was like, wait, is everyone suddenly behind Corbin now and they want him to win? And then I heard faintly in the background Shinsuke's music, and I was like, oh no, it's Shinsuke, yes, thank God. I don't want Corbin being over with the fans. But yeah, and that was really awesome. And Shinsuke came out and just killed everyone for a good while.
Oh my gosh, talk about Kick City.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then obviously that led ultimately to him versus AJ for a good while, which was amazing. And then as they were fighting up at the top of the ladder for the case, Baron Corbin came in, pushed the ladder over, knocking them both out on the ropes, and then he climbed up and had a few awkward seconds of where he wasn't quite able to reach good enough to easily unhook the thing. But he eventually got it. He didn't give up. Power to him. And he won and became Mr. Money in the Bank, as I predicted. And so, overall, like we said, okay pay-per-view. Like, we had some really high points. Tag match for the tag titles, really, really solid. Dusty finish aside, it was really, really solid. The WWE Championship match, much better than their last one. So I'm very happy with that. That's kind of all I can ask is for improvement. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy with it. And then the main event, amazing, really, really good. Definitely highlight of the pay-per-view for sure. And then we had some average moments, Hype Bros, just average. Uh, Brizongo and Ascension, just okay, average. Naomi and Lana, kind of okay, good. There was some. I'm proud of Lana. I'm really proud of Lana. I thought she's doing really good. I'm glad that she's already at the level she's at, and I'm happy to see her get better as time goes on. But then we had some bad moments. The obviously Dusty finish we talked about with tag titles, that I wasn't too happy about that. And while the match itself was okay, I just thought the whole setup for the Brizongo Ascension thing was confusing. It felt like an episode of SmackDown, and that's not what you want for a pay-per-view. You want it to feel big. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. And then just the biggest disappointment for me was the women's Money in the Bank match. Just because I was excited for it, very hopeful it was going to be really awesome, and it wasn't that great at all of a match, in my opinion. I would say worst match of the night, perhaps. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I would agree.
I would agree.
I would agree.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The worst match of the night. And it's not because they're women.
No, actually, we had high expectations.
I had some expectation. I really thought they were gonna take this as far as possible. Like the Hell in a Cell match between Charlotte and Sasha, they put everything into that. They did it all. Like they put it out there. They did awesome. This match, I didn't get the same thing. And then you had the finish, which was just it was just like a slap in the face. It's just like you're trolling the fans. It's like first women's match. It's like man won it.
Yeah.
Or man, it was James Ellsworth. So
Yeah, so Slug.
Slug won it. Slug money in the Mr. Slug money. I don't know. But so that was Money in the Bank 2017. But we are not done because
if you say New Day Rocks, I will straight up.
We had the predictions, obviously, and I ended up coming out on top. I am still on my undefeated streak, in my opinion. I have now won.
In your opinion, it's fact.
Well, you could argue that the ties that we've had would make me technically not undefeated. I haven't lost.
Right, so it's undefeated.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're undefeated.
This is my third victory in pay-per-view since we began the channel, and we had the 2 ties. So I am very proud of myself. I obviously was correct with the women's Money in the Bank match, and then I was correct with the Tag Team Championship match. I was incorrect, though, with the WWE Championship match. So, honestly, it's really good that you changed your mind on the women's match, because if you hadn't, we would have had a tie again.
Yeah.
So, obviously, with that victory of mine, that equals a punishment for Zach. And that punishment is a power bomb through a table, delivered by yours truly.
Seth Rollins?
Yes, I am Seth Rollins. Have you ever seen me and Seth Rollins in the same room together? No, you haven't, so suck it. Suck it.
But I've seen him on TV and you here, so...
I got done recording. It was a strenuous day. I came back to relax and enjoy the awesome stuff that I do. Anyways, with that, we will obviously be having that video out as soon as we can. We obviously have to buy a table that we wish to have broken in half, and we'll have to figure out exactly how we want to do everything, because we'll probably want to get at least one more person to record it while I slam Zach's body through a table. But with that, guys, I am still your reigning, undefeated Wawa Echo World Heavyweight Champion. I do not have a belt. We are in the process of getting a belt. Well, we've talked about getting a belt. We haven't really done anything to get the belt. We're gonna get a belt for me because I deserve it. I've earned it. I have put my blood, sweat, and tears into every thing, and I deserve this. We know it. You know it.
If you say we all know it, then
We all know it. I wasn't gonna say that until you told
Donald
me.
Trump.
Is that what Donald Trump says?
He always says, "I know it, you know it, we all know it."
I said we know it. They know it. So that would have been
No,
really
you
stupid
said,
for
you
me.
know it, I know it.
No, I said we know
We'll
it.
replay the video.
And you'll see that I'm correct, as always, because I haven't lost in the predictions, because I'm always correct. Oh, burn, snap. Oh. But yeah, so cool. That was Money in the Bank, 2017. Obviously, interesting stuff happening, and I think they had in mind for the future establishing stuff probably up to set up for Battleground and then SummerSlam after that. And we will obviously, like we said before in our prediction video, we will not be able to do a reaction video for Great Balls of Fire, even though I believe that we will have our computer by then. But Zach will be on vacation during Great Balls of Fire, so we won't be able to have a reaction live for that. But we will be having our prediction video beforehand, and then once we actually do get the chance to watch it, we will put out an aftermath video. But then after that, we should be on course to have consistently prediction, aftermath, reaction, and then punishment, barring any ties, which hopefully won't happen. Well, we've decided that we will both be taking the punishment if there are ties, so there will always be punishments from now on. So get excited for that. I'm excited to see what happens with SmackDown and their roster, but I'm also excited to see what's going to happen at Great Balls of Fire. We don't know a whole lot yet about the card, but I'm excited. I'm interested in this weird pay-per-view that we are going to have to watch. The promos in the commercials during this pay-per-view were really funny. They were weird. But anything you want to add, Zach, at all? Cool. Well, like we said, this has been the aftermath of Money in the Bank 2017. We are Wawa Echo. My name is Parker.
My name is Zach.
And we'll catch you guys soon. Peace.